Welcome to the show today, baby. This your boy Jimbo Dean, aka Jimbo Slice, aka Jimmy Obama. And you can call me any one of those you want. But please do not call me no damn New Orleans Saints fan. This is pound for pound ATL, and me and Mike Dub is here to give y'all some info on those undrafted free agents. The Atlanta Falcons signed 20 of them. And guess what? They salary, what the number they sign with, it do not go on the salary cap until after the preseason. We give you a chance to evaluate them compared to the veterans that you might want to let go and save a little bit of money towards that salary cap. Let's get into it. Big Mike, how you doing, big dog? What's going on? Undrafted free agent, you ready? Let's get to him.
Hey man. Like I said, this week for me it's about value. Because I'll be honest with you. For as much as we gave, Terry F, Arthur Smith, Dean Pease, we gave them a marvelous, just high level draft grade. In terms of like the players that we got. I think that the objective of the draft for us was to just get better, and I think. Did we find players that will help us get better? I think so. But what we don't talk about as much that where I think there's even more value is these freaking undrafted free agents. I think with the mix of COVID, potentially, not getting guys that face-to-face interaction, no combine, a lot of these guys not being able to test and, their routine is just, it's just been so fundamentally altered, right? Like I said, Big Jimbo, this is kind of like, okay, when we sit back and look at these players, we peel back the layers. I really think that we got just as much value in the undrafted free agent market as we did with the regular guys. Because I think some of these guys, a couple of these guys, I think do have a chance to make the team. Will I name which ones will make the team on this episode? No. But there are a lot of guys, like I said, that we're going to cover here that we're going to get y'all familiar with that I think, again, man, just going to add a little bit of extra fire to what's already a hot off season, man.
Very, very hot off season. And Terry F came out and said it. The voodoo doctor came out and said that they were going to lean heavily on the undrafted free agent. And me and Toby and Mike and JR, we were really trying to figure out what we could get in the undrafted free agent way before the draft. And that pool was looking real slim. It needed some lotion, and it needed some lotion bad. It seemed like Terry then went out and got some guys that had fourth and fifth. Look here. Terry then went out and got some guys that had fourth and fifth round grades on them. Right. Got them in the undrafted free agency class. Went on to sign these guys. A lot of guaranteed money, but it ain't a lot of money, but a lot of guaranteed money. Some of these guys probably going to make the team. Might not going to name his. I'm not going to name mine because I don't know. But we're going to give y'all the names of some people y'all just need to watch over the course of this summer and starting the training camp. Some of these guys got a chance. It's just no question about it. Go back and look at the Atlanta Falcons depth chart, and you'll see some of these guys got a chance. And if you can watch film on some guys that played with the Atlanta Falcons last year at that position, you'll know why some of these guys definitely got a chance because, they trying to get their own guys in there. Let's run off the list. I'm going to start it off. I'm going to run the whole list in case some people out there that's watching, like, share, and subscribe. Either way, I'm going to just run the list for some people that don't know. We're going to start off with cornerback, J.R. Pace, Northwestern University. Our guy, running back, Jayvin Hawkins, Louisville. We got safety Marcus Murphy, Mississippi State. Defensive end Eli Howard, Texas Tech. Defensive end Alini Patua, Adams State. We got wide receiver Antonio Nunn, Buffalo. Running back Caleb Huntley, Ball State, a wrecking ball. He went to the right school. Anyways, we got offensive guard Ryan Newsy, Appalachian State. We got linebacker Errol Thompson, Mississippi State. Tight end John Raines, Northwestern. Watch out for them tight ends. We got Felipe Franks, Arkansas. Oh, okay. We're going to get into that. Offensive tackle, Jack Bathrow, the fourth from South Dakota School of Mines. South Dakota School of Mines, baby. You going to make the team, baby?
Please, put your school on the map. Put your school on the map now. This is your chance. Put South Dakota, the School of Mines on the map, baby.
Hey, pick up the School of Mines, baby, and run with it. Okay, we got wide receiver Austin Tremel Rice. That's a smart guy. We got safety Dwayne Johnson Jr., The Rock from San Diego State. Might go get a take on him. We got offensive lineman Bryce Hargrove from Pittsburgh. We got offensive lineman Joe Scrapthorpe from North Carolina State. I think I did that right. Scropthorpe from North Carolina State. Offensive tackle Keon Smith from Fayetteville State. Shout out to the HBCUs out there. What's going on, baby? Mm-hmm. We got defensive tackle Zach Dewey from BYU. I'm watching out for him. Defensive end slash linebacker Kobe Jones from Mississippi State played in the
Woo.
SEC. Keep your eyes on him. And then we got linebacker Dorian Etheridge from Louisville. Shout out to University of Louisville, bringing in a good linebacker. All right, that's all the guys we got, Big Mike. And we're not gonna go over every guy. We're gonna kind of touch here and there on the guys that stand out to us, and give our take on it. And Big Mike, if you want to start off first with your first guy or your bundle or however you want to do it, go ahead and hit me with it, big dog.
Oh boy, you know what? You know what, Jimbo? I think that you nailed it. You nailed it at the end when you talked about bundle, right? Because a lot of these guys, yeah, I want to go every guy line for line, but it's like a bundle of guys that I actually want to talk about because they're actually quite intriguing for me. Because as an undrafted free agent, you might recognize the school that some of these guys go to, but I think what was a little bit odd is that, like, man, we got three undrafted free agents from one school on one side of the ball. So a lot of these guys already know each other. It's like, and that's Errol Thompson, Kobe Jones, and Marcus Murphy. It's like they all got the call. Hey, look, man, we all here in Atlanta, and we all Mississippi State Bulldogs. I focus on those guys because I always like to kind of profile players in the schools that they come from in terms of the type of football player we might be expecting. So it's like, I think we nailed the other shows when we talked about Arthur Smith's mentality, Terry F's mentality of tough, hard nosed, physical football players. All of these bundled guys fit the bill from that school. So we'll start with these guys. I think that's a good straw man. Now,
Right.
the one thing about players from Mississippi State, specifically on the defensive side of the ball, that intrigued me the most is really the fact that I really feel like Mike Leach going to Mississippi State really did a lot of those guys on the defensive side of the ball a disservice. You might be like, well, Mike, what do you mean? Like, Dan Mullen, had players, Mike Leach come in, he ran his system. They ran up a lot of points. But the problem is, if you notice one thing about Mississippi State is over the last year, they became a passing team, a spread passing
Yep.
team. That was not the Mississippi State team, I would say, for the last 3 to 5 years that, we grew up watching. So I would say a lot of the profiles of these players defensively, specifically from Mississippi State, is those were a lot of guys that played out of position. So you might say, well, why do you bring that up? I look at a guy like Errol Thompson, 6 feet, 250 pounds, run stopper. I'll tell you right now, if it comes to running, playing the run, I'll be honest with you. You know what this guy looks like to me? Old school Falcon. Again, some people might like him, some people may not like him. All I know is this guy was a wrecking ball at middle linebacker, and it was Curtis Lofton. That's who his game reminds me of. Just
Right.
thump. One speed now. Again, he not going to really give you much in pass coverage. That's not his style. Now, again, he played on the defense that, they defended the pass a lot more. But again, he's a one-track guy. So I think that Mississippi State defense struggled a lot last year, due to just, again, like, when your team has a 3-and-out, man, it's great, man, playing for playing at
Yeah.
these spread schools when they can run up 55 points a game. But my God, a 3-and-out, you back on the field. You like, I hadn't even really taken my helmet off, so you got to get back out there. So those guys, I say, played a little bit more tired. So the Errol Thompsons, the Kobe Jones, the Marcus Murphys. Now, I'll be interested to watch all of those guys because I do think, when we look at that last linebacker position, like I said, that Errol Thompson, it'll be interesting to watch him and Etheridge from Louisville battle for that last spot. Now, again, we'll touch on Etheridge a little bit on the back end because I do think that he's a different profile linebacker, more of a speedier linebacker, kind of what we already have on, like I said, on the roster. But it's like, man, when you get a throwback like Errol Thompson, man, you got a throwback guy. Again, that's a guy that, like I said, is going to go out there and play football. He's not really going to show up in OTAs and rookie mini camps, but when them pads get going, he is a guy that I'm really excited to see. Him, and I say his battle partner, Kobe Jones. Kobe Jones is actually a guy that I really think he does have a chance to make this roster because he's played in a lot of SEC games. I thought he was ultra productive. For whatever reason, may not have interviewed well, may not have been able to, really test well. But I thought he was a player, again, as Jimbo noted, in that fourth round, fifth round range where I'm like, man, we got a guy that, Kobe Jones that slipped all the way to us. Like I said, I think that he's going to be one of those guys you watch. Marcus Murphy, not really as high on, not his fault, but it's just a lot of safety depth now, man, that we didn't have
Yeah.
before. And I think, Dwayne Johnson Jr., some of the other undrafted free agents, I look at their film, they look a little bit better than, like I said, better than me. But again, that's my first bundle, man. So it's like, I'll be interested to watch those Mississippi State guys. Just I don't know. I guess your thoughts on what are your thoughts on actually getting players from the SEC, getting some more SEC players to what we got going on.
I honestly believe if you get an SEC guy, the junior college of the NFL, you got a chance. I mean, they probably could make their bread and butter, especially on that special team. But once you go SEC, man, you don't know what you might get. You might get a guy that's gonna explode to the top of the depth chart. Then you might get a guy after the first day he's a cut. Now it's a long shot for these guys. Do not get it twisted.
Absolutely.
But bringing in 20 of them, you give yourself a chance of something sticking. And if you dig heavily into the SEC, you got a chance of something sticking. No question about it. This is a really good conference. They play the best on Saturdays. You got your chance, man. So I believe that they did their pickings by what they needed, but at the same time, they also just brung in some guys that can just go compete, that just love the
Absolutely.
game of football. And you got to
Mm-hmm.
get to that scouting department, man. These are almost guys. So most of these guys are really ready to come in and really, like I said, compete. That's going to work hard and see ball, get ball. Now, I want to jump. I'm going to jump on my list. I'm going to go to my guy, a couple of my guys, but y'all should have knew it from the get-go. I'm going straight to the cornerback position. Y'all probably should have knew that. And they say, Jimbo, come on, man. But hey, it is what it is. Y'all should know my MO by now. So let's get to it. I'm going to cornerback J.R. Pace from Northwestern. Now,
Ooh.
I mean, look here. What's your name? My guy, the first round, Newsom. Newsom, you stood out big time. But Pace, hey, Pace wasn't that bad. 6', 205. Now they got him listed as a safety, but the Falcons brought him in as a cornerback. Now I want to
Okay.
see. It'll be interesting to see how this go with Pace. Now Pace could be one of those guys that really make his money on special team as well. And now
Right.
you gonna now y'all like they're probably gonna say, Jimbo, we only got so many spots on special team now, but you got to start somewhere. And this guy, I mean, smart guy, the Northwestern, no question about it. I mean, he was they call him a versatile playmaker and a team captain for the Northwestern defense, which I think is not it's good to bring in captains of the secondary, but at the same time, you don't we if he labeled as a safety, we bring him in as a cornerback. That transition is kind of hard for the NFL, especially at the safety position. The guy's an athlete, so J.R. Pace from Northwestern is one of the undrafted free agents. I'm looking to
Woof.
keep my eye on. I'm going to watch out for him. 6'1", 205. He got the size. Prototypical now. Prototypical NFL guy. You know he's smart. He went to Northwestern. You know he's going to work hard. I'm looking for him to have a good summer, man. So that's just one of the guys to keep an eye on. And my second guy, I'm going to the offensive side of the ball. And that's a wide receiver, Antonio Nunn from Buffalo. Oh, man, look here. 5'11", 200 pounds from Buffalo. He's from Tampa, Florida now. He's a Florida
Ooh.
boy.
Yes,
So
sir.
he just happened to get up there to Buffalo. I don't know how that worked, but sometimes that great talent out of Florida do move around because of ACT, SCT scores and all that good junior college stuff. But hey, look, Antonio Nunn is one of them guys you probably want to keep an eye
Ooh.
on. He's kind of my Christian Blake of these undrafted free agents, man. And I ain't saying somebody finna come in and replace my guy CB13, but if anybody's gonna do it, it's Antonio Nunn. So you might want to keep your eye on this 5'11", 200-pound undrafted free agent that the Atlanta Falcons brought in that class
Ooh.
of 20 undrafted free agent, Tampa, Florida. So you know he know football. You know one thing about the state of Florida, you know they know ball. That's what we do know. They live and breathe football. Watch out for Antonio Nunn from Buffalo.
Yeah.
The guy could surprise some people.
Yeah.
Start from my first two guys, Mike.
Hey man, well, one, like I said, you already on fire because I think JR, I think Pace is probably one of the man. You talk about one of the smartest people I've heard just speak interview. You could tell that like he's just well prepared, man. He just looks like a guy that's just well prepared, bro. Like when you look at his interviews, I mean, he just sounds like a guy that's calm, that's confident, that's a demeanor. I guarantee you. Now, listen, you did name that like, hey, he's a safety going to a corner. Hey, now, yeah, I agree. That's 100% a tall task. But if you talk to a guy like that, you wouldn't know it from him. He just,
Right,
yep,
right,
whatever the
right.
coaches want me to do. So, yeah, his cerebral mindset, man, is something that, again, man, having corners with a cerebral mindset is, hey, you don't want to deal with him. You talk
No,
crap to him. You say this to him. You do your research on him. You talk about his girlfriend, and he ain't fair. He just come ready to play. We need that now. Jimbo, like I said, I'm gonna go real quick on Nunn. the fact that he's from Florida means that to me, he knows one speed. And Jimbo, just real quick, I'm a overshare story to these guys out here. When we were seniors in high school, I realized that being Georgia boys, man, we play real good football and we tough football players. But boy, when you play guys from Florida, they got a different speed. Like, I just remember like being in the air and like, man, I'm step for step with this guy. And then it's like the ball go in the air and it's like, psh, he got that other speed, right? So I think, when I look at Nunn, he got that other speed and we got a lot of that other speed. So don't be surprised if these receivers don't come. They come to the camp out of shape, overweight, not ready to work. That's going to be a detriment to them because this is a guy that speed just coming out. He just was born with. He got that God-given speed. And another one, Jimbo, that I'm right in line with you on that I think is he got some real good value. And again, I think that it's funny you mentioned Nunn again because this shows me that Terry F, his scout, that the fact that he was a scout before is wild. This is the difference between Terry Fontenot and Thomas Dimitroff right here. Look at the undrafted free agents.
There you go.
Look at the profile of these guys.
Right.
And like I said, the proof is in putting that for me, baby.
Yeah, I was ready. Y'all know it. I was ready for this undrafted free agent class to come out simply off the background of Terry F scouting background. So I was ready to see that.
So you know what? I think you and I, we both in alignment, bro. We done went through the bundles. You done gave me your guy. But I do believe there's a tier of free agents that we haven't talked about yet that maybe we just need to talk about these guys together. Cause I know one of my guys, one of your guys, we ain't talked about it yet. But these are, I would say, this guy that I'm gonna speak on next, bro. I'll go ahead and jump into him real quick as a guy that I just give his name and you and I can just, we can just say what we like about the guy. And for me, the pass rusher that I think has the best chance to make this team is Eli Howard.
Yeah.
It's definitely Eli Howard. I am
like,
how in the world? Somebody explain to me. If you're a Big 12 fan and you watching this, please explain to me in the comments how he became an undrafted free agent. Because that is a guy, again, that should be on somebody's teams that should have gotten a call in the draft, 4th round guy. I mean, he looked like a 3rd round guy if you really want to be specific. But maybe I'm missing something. But what you like about it? What you think about this guy right here, man?
Eli Howard, 6'4", 280 from the Texas Tech. So I'm thinking he dropped, Mike, because Texas Tech is known for offense and not defense. Now we covered the linebacker last year in the draft was that guy Brooks, Michael Brooks, and linebacker Brooks. To the Seattle Seahawks.
That's right.
And we wanted him bad too. We wanted him, and we knew some kind of way Texas Tech gonna have at least one or two defensive players on the side of the ball that can actually be drafted or come into the NFL and make some noise. And this year, Michael Brooks for us is Eli Howard. Like I said, 6'4", 280. Out of San Angelo, Texas. Now another state. Football is King Kong right now. And I'm with you on that, Mike. How he didn't get drafted and how he fell to us in the undrafted free agent market, I have no idea. But 6'4", 280, stand up he can put 2 feet in the ground, put 3 in the ground. I'm looking to see. Now, like I said, Big 12, that's too much offense over there. They defensive players kind of get looked at differently, So maybe this guy can come in here, make some noise, slide in special team, practice squad. Wait a minute. Eli Howard was a practice squad guy. Period. You agree with that? Period. He gonna make practice squad, Mike.
Period. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, not period. Exclamation point.
Exclamation point. This guy's gonna make the practice squad. It ain't no question about it, and we know this. If you can get a little tape on Eli Howard, go out there and watch it. The guys all over the field. I don't know what happened. They look at it as an offensive lead, Mike.
We'll take it. Take it.
And I got one more guy before we go to the elephant in the room. And that's that Austin Tremel out of Rice.
Talk about him.
5'10", 185 from Spring, Texas. Now he's not as big as the guy I want to compare him to, but let's not get it twisted. The speed is not there. Let's go ahead and put that out there. And that's probably why he's at where he's at. And that's no knock on him, but he kind of remind me of a Thielen a little bit, little Thielen sprinkling on there. He remind me of that receiver from the Rams. What his name?
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp, kind of Cooper Kupp type of guy. But the speed is lackluster now. Do not get it twisted. 5'10" guy. But man, it just something. It's just something about this guy. You see what I'm saying? He seems to get open. He just seems not that he don't drop no balls, and he can take over a game. He took over a couple of games for Rice over there. I'm gonna watch this guy, man. But he gonna have to. He gonna have over this summer. He need to work on that speed. You need to go
Right.
pull some sleds. You need to go do that parachute drill. You need to
Yeah.
hurry up and go do that and do a whole lot of stretching, brother. Because if you can get your speed caught up with your hands and your mind frame on how you play the game, Tremel,
Oh,
man, I think you're gonna be all right, man. For
nice.
real.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Rice, and again, smart school, smart guy. It's like I think, it fits the profile, man. Like a guy that like, can you do what we ask you to do? Are you smart enough? Can you comprehend what we ask you to do?
Right,
Because what
right.
it looks like is they got guys, yeah, they physical, that's tough, but they got guys that honestly, they feel like, they smart enough to be able to come in and handle a lot. So, to me, not to go deep in it, because that's another conversation for another day.
Yeah.
It makes me think Arthur Smith playbook might be a little bit more complicated than people think. You know what I mean?
And
Just
you think it is, yeah.
because he want it's almost like Terry and Arthur do this like a real job interview, almost like like I don't know what you like about the guy. It's almost like because we put these extra little intangibles on these guys. Because you're right, a lot of these got Northwestern, Rice. Man, we don't draft guys from these schools. Now I don't know how good the South Dakota School of Mines is. Because again, we mentioned that more in this episode than I thought we was. But shout out to the South Dakota School of Mines. Matter of fact, if anybody from the South Dakota School of Mines that's a pound for pound fan watching this, please let us know more about the school. We'll even shout y'all out. Matter of fact, send us some merch. We'll wear some South Dakota merch on here.
I'll wear that school of mine shirt as much as I can. Shit
Every
it.
week, every week. Now, all right, Jimbo. Now, all right, like look like okay. We talked about the other guy, and I ain't gonna lie. We can talk about Felipe Franks. I'll be real. We could talk about him another episode because some people like him, some people don't. Again, he will not see the field this year. That's the whole point. Because when we do these shows, we ain't gonna trash Felipe Franks because I think he's a much better football player than people give him credit for. I think that we're gonna touch on him real quick because I don't want to give him his like that because I want to get to our two. I want to get to these two guys. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying in a second. But what
but
you
yeah,
think though? Okay.
we cover Felipe Franks coming out of high school, and he one of the top quarterbacks coming out of high school. We watched him in that U.S. Army All American Bowl. Look here now,
Five
ain't
star.
like the man just a 5-star recruit. Now ain't like the man just was a trash can type of guy. I thought he caught some bad breaks over there at Florida. He went over there and became a captain at Arkansas. Hey,
And made a
six
bad Arkansas team good. I mean a bad.
bad team, 6'5", 234 pounds with an 83-inch wingspan. I
Come
ain't
on.
the guy got
Right.
the measurables.
Right.
Don't
Stop
get it
it.
wrong.
Right.
But
Stop it. Yeah.
for sure, practice squad guy. But we don't know that's a good project for Arthur Smith,
Right.
who is a low key quarterback whisperer.
Come
Cause
on, man.
Tannehill was looking like a bust.
Come
That
on.
for a minute got him paid. Anyway, we'll get on Felipe Franks later.
That's
But
what I
hey,
said. Yeah.
we don't know what Arthur Smith might do with a Felipe Frank.
That's
Stop
why.
playing.
That's why I said. You know what? Pound for pound family. We almost went there. We almost gave y'all an in-depth analysis on Felipe Franks, but we held tongue. Good job, Jimbo. Now, can we bring this thing home, man, with these two
Let's
guys at
do
the
it.
top that we need to talk about? Because
Let's
I'm gonna
do
just
it.
start. Let's start with Jayvin Hawkins first, because I'm gonna talk about Caleb Huntley on the back end, because he a back end guy. He ain't wild. He not the guy that's gonna go in the club and do all the talking. He just the back end guy. Is there a problem here, sir? He's that
Yeah,
guy. So we're gonna
yeah,
talk about him on the back end. Now, our front end guy, Mr. Jayvin Hawkins. Boy, 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 boy. You talk about explosion in a
man,
bottle.
man.
So first and foremost, let's just start high level because we got to give him his just due. Um, is it just size with this guy why he dropped? Because he's another guy. I'm like, what am I missing, man? Is it vision? Is it something else that we missing, bro? Why he's here to us? Because I'm shocked that this guy was an undrafted free agent. Little, I mocked him in the 4th or 5th round a couple times.
Yeah, you did, and
Again,
I think it's size, Mike. Cause speed there, not pass blocking a little so, but they ain't what we're gonna use him for. They ain't what
no,
he's gonna be in there to do.
no.
I think he's a switch, or armor switch knife. One of those guys that could do it all. I mean, jet sweep. We talking about screens, pop out screens. You can play him in the slot. He catches the ball well. I seen him catch a wheel route out of the backfield. They did a pretty good job of locating the ball. I just see size is the only reason why he dropped, man. And like you said in the live show, Mike, he was one of the top undrafted free agents after the draft, and we happened to get him in as an undrafted free agent. Watch out for him this summer. The guy liked to work. I'm looking for Jayvin Hawkins to make this team, and
So
I'm looking for him to kind of get in there. That running back room is not all that to begin with, but hey, I think this guy might got a chance, man. And we say these two for last because these are the two that we really think can make the team and might see some snaps on Sunday. Now, walking Edo Smith out of the door and bringing in the Hawkins, same almost the same size as the guy. I said the only reason why, I mean, Edo just had a lot of injuries. So I,
yeah,
I'm excited to see what Jayvin Hawkins is going to do this offseason this summer. He might have a good training camp. He come in with a little weight on him. That's going to really change the story, change his narrative. Uh, we got a good guy, man. Well, I mean, it's just
so
no other question about that. We got a
so
good guy, man.
so it's too early in the day for me to get fired up, but I
Yeah,
do get
yeah, it
fired
is.
up thinking
Yeah,
about Jayvin Hawkins because I was just thinking about this. I wonder what the scouting report on Darren Sproles was for his pass blocking. You know what I mean? I wonder,
that's something good to look up.
how good the Darren Sproles pass blocking. You know what? We didn't care because let me tell you something. If you're a Falcons fan, you've seen that man catch God for various teams he's played for where he's caught the wheel route, caught the screens, did a
Right.
lot of that. Now, you just touched on something. I can actually already visually see how we're going to use a Jayvin Hawkins. When you talked about him catching that wheel route up the
Yeah.
seams,
Yeah.
that's an element we did not previously have. Todd Gurley was not able to do that. Brian Hill was not able to do that. Even Edo Smith, because he's more of a slasher, couldn't do it as smooth. Again, that's another skill set, another prototype, and I'll make a super duper crazy bold prediction. If you come in on fire, we may not need a Cordero Patterson, to be honest with you. I'm glad to have Cordero Patterson. Great. But that's $3 million. We can knock him right out the book. Because if Jayvin Hawkins come in and he on fire, what do we need Cordero Patterson for? All I'm saying is this. You know, now Jayvin Hawkins ain't your punt returner, kick returner. Again, we've got other guys that can handle that now. We're a little bit better in that position.
Oh
Look,
yeah.
you can stick Frank Darby back there, and I still think we'll make some good
Right.
noise.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, but the thing about Jayvin Hawkins is, like I said, if he comes in, his we talked about this yesterday on the show. Or excuse me, we talked about this Wednesday on the show. Um, Once what's the Dwayne Ledford, his offensive coordinator, his offensive line, like the offensive line coach, was his offensive coordinator last year. So
Yeah.
there will be they probably already like getting him up to speed, ready to roll, ready to play, almost like he was a guy that was drafted. And I guarantee they gave him enough money to make him feel comfortable, like he got a shot to win his team. So I would say he's the guy I'm probably as excited about as I was Chris Rowland last year, just from the, man, this guy is exciting. But there's another guy, man, that the more I look at though, Jimbo, and shout out to Jayvin Collins. I think Jayvin Hawkins. I think he's gonna be amazing.
I
But
think he's
man,
gonna be all right. I think he's gonna
but
be all
but Jimbo, man, let's bring these folks home on Caleb Huntley, man, because
right.
boy, when you said Ball State, bro, that just hit me, bro. Because boy, that's a grown man. I told Jimbo, for y'all that haven't seen, I was like, I looked at this guy's Ball State the picture that he took at Ball State for media day, and that boy looks like he's probably 46 years old. Just in terms of like grown man football play, he looks like the players used to look in the 80s and 90s. You remember how a guy used to be like 22 in 1983, but he looked like he was like 40. He looks
Yeah.
like that guy. And I mean, mean, tough. Uh, Boy was a 2-star recruit. And what I like the most about this guy is, most people don't realize it is, he's actually from the state of Georgia. Boy
Yeah.
is from Locust Grove. Um, like I said, I'm sure he's probably one of those guys that a coach might have came there looking for another player and saw this kid and was like, no, that's who we need.
Yeah. Who was
Because
that? Yeah.
because with this offensive line, man, I think we moving into perfect storm territory. And one thing I looked at his tape a little bit before we jumped on, and I noticed he didn't play in 2020. I think either through COVID or the opt out, he didn't play in 2020. But if you look at his 2019, 2018, 2017, beast, beast, beast. Like he got better and better. So I don't really have any stats from him on 2020. But I do think that, again, another guy who COVID didn't really do any favors for, because he's a guy that I don't, I worry about some guys when they opt out. Will they continue to progress? Can they come in and still keep up that same level of intensity? I think for a guy like him who just loves to play football, the way he plays football, he don't shy away from contact. He goes
No
and
way.
seeks contact. He's
Mm-hmm.
violent. With the way this remade offensive line is, again, he's not a guy that will probably come in and get you 160 yards, but boy, Quadre Olison, that is pretty much why you're on notice, I think, for me, because I think, their profiles. You look at the profiles of Hawkins as opposed to Huntley. It's like it's almost starting to tell us a little bit about Arthur Smith's scheme a little bit. I do think they do like kind of the thunder and lightning type
I think
combinations
so.
and running backs, because these are two different profiles of running backs, and they can be used in two totally different ways, and both can hit the home run in different ways. So, I'll say this: if Caleb Huntley comes in ready to roll, in shape, I'll be honest with you. I would be as bold as to say that I do think that, again, he's another guy that at a minimum you're gonna have to keep as a practice squad guy.
At the minimum.
If we don't pick him up, he's gonna be a guy that like kind of reminds me of Roosevelt Nix, right? Most people don't even remember that Roosevelt Nix was a guy that came to the Falcons and got cut after maybe 3 or 4 practices, got picked up by the Steelers, played for the Steelers for 5 or 6 years. So he's a guy that, like, literally, man, you're gonna really have to know they've done their homework on him clearly because they found him. But I'll be very interested to see how we use him and how quick he can get up to speed. Because that boy get a load of motion, bro. It is over with.
Yeah, you don't want to get in his way when he's running and he runs angry. 5'10", 229 pounds. I don't think they're gonna ask him to shave no weight either. I think they're gonna ask him to play at 225, 230. And God knows his speed is still there. 4.7 in the 40. 4.7. Yeah, I said 4.7 at 229. So this guy, like I said, he run mean, man. He's gonna get some people. Like you said, Olsen, probably get on notice. I mean, this might be good for Olsen to push him. But this guy definitely, Caleb Huntley, is definitely going to be on the practice squad, man. This is one of the guys I think going to make the practice squad. And he runs angry, bowling ball, downhill, true balance. He's balanced. Like JR said about him. He got balance in awkward situations. And he kind of compared him to Marshawn Lynch style of running, and that's
Yeah,
kind of how he run. A
yeah,
big guy that almost looked like he down, but he ain't nowhere near going down. He's still chugging ahead, trying to
right.
get them extra yards, and he want to pound you. He want to break you in half. This guy run mad. Somebody gonna get hurt, man. Okay, somebody's gonna come in there and get hurt. And I don't
I
wish
agree.
injuries on nobody.
I promise.
But somebody gonna get undressed, like we like to say. He gonna try to undress somebody. He
Oh
gonna buck
yes,
you. He gonna
sir.
knock that little that he gonna knock that them shoulder pad loose. He gonna buckle you. Okay, so if you come in there wrong, you're gonna get bucked. Caleb Huntley, hey, welcome to Atlanta, man. And I cannot wait to watch training camp to see what you know what we need. We need to be on that HBO Hard Knocks,
Hard knocks. Yeah.
so we can really get to see these guys. But don't worry about it.
Oh,
Over at Pound ATL, we're gonna follow that. But hey, man, look, that's our 20 undrafted free agents from the Pound for Pound ATL point of view. We loving it. Hey, we got our guys that we gonna watch. Y'all put in the comments below the guy that y'all gonna watch, and y'all hopefully can see probably make this team, practice squad, and all that good stuff. Keep your eyes on them, man. It's gonna be a good summer over here. And 20 of them, we hope at least 5 or 6 of them stick. And
that's
if
right.
it do, some of the veterans probably gonna get pushed out the door. I don't know who it is. I couldn't tell you, but it might happen. But man, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Get ready. Thank y'all for the love. Hey, look here, man. We can't say that enough. Hey, keep tuning in. Keep your eye on the channel. Get ready. We got Discord with the Patreon where you can get in that Discord and see the back end of things. Hop in there, man. If you need something, holler at us. We'll let you know. Hey, Big Mike, appreciate you joining me, man. We looking forward to doing undrafted free agents next year around about this same time. We ain't going nowhere. Holler
Every
at me.
year. That's right.
Hey, man. Hey, happy birthday to the wife over there, man. Y'all enjoy, relax, chill. Appreciate you coming in on me, man. This is good. Get ready, baby. Any last thoughts before we get up out of here, Big Mike?
Hey
Pound
man,
pound, yeah, man.
real quick, man. Like I said, shout out to Terry F. Baby, and the F stands for fiscal. As always, I'm loving the strategy. I'm loving the vision. Keep tapping in because some of our, it seems like we've been hitting it on the head. You've been hitting on the head. Let's keep hitting it on the head together. But hey man, like I said, bro, it's love, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all follow your boy Mike Dub, MIKE_DUB. Always love. Pound for pound family. Y'all been showing out. Got us the 4K, 4 horsemen. I got my dude over here. So it's like, man, look, bro, it's almost time, man. And before you know it, you'll start smelling the grass and it'll remind you of football season, and we'll be right back at it, locking and loading, baby.
No question, man. Hey, you can catch me on Twitter at Jimmy Obama, JIMMYOBAMA. Like, share, subscribe. Hey, we'll be getting back with y'all, man. Stay tuned, watch the channel, and we love it. Hey, man, shout out. Stay frosty. Get your vaccine, wear your mask, all that good stuff. We loving it, baby. Rise up. We're gonna catch
Rise
you.
up.